Last week was hot. Today promises to be exciting as we sit for a perusal of issues relating to the arts and entertainment, of course, with a touch of wit. The show is E-Forum on Ghanaweb TV. Welcome. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantepa. Thanks for joining us. It's 60 minutes of unlimited entertainment. The name is Abrantepa. Today we have a musician at the corner. So we have that interview later after our discussion. But there are a number of things happening. We decided to have a cocktail today. Cocktail, a bit of everything that is happening. But something just happened, and so we decided to focus on that. And that's because Shatta Wale has made some allegations on his social media page. I guess you want to know what it is and what the implications could be. We'll be speaking with a lawyer on the show today. But before that, let me introduce to you my guest, McDonald Naneo Asari, aka Romeo, is event organizer, artist manager, Miss Ghana voice coach, or talent coach, if I should put it that way. He is an actor. He has too much. And finally, he's a Medina Social Welfare Assemblyman. Romeo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe I fine. It's the economy now, because last week, no hit you up. No way shitty.
Easy challenge. Sometimes survival is not just about you.
Yeah.
It's about others. And as the others, the burden actually rippling effects.
Yeah.
Follow
on you.
For 23 cities per liter.
The man I've not seen for a very long while. I think since last year, right? Okay, when we ended Bloggers Forum, and then we started E-Forum a few weeks ago. I have not seen him. In fact, the whole year, I've not seen him. I only see him on Facebook posting big things.
I was here for Mr. Blankson's vigil.
I didn't see you.
Well, the vigil, I was in session.
Did you see me?
I came to pay my respects. I saw you.
You saw me?
I saw you.
Did we interact?
We interacted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then I've forgotten.
You might have been high on something. I don't know what it was, but...
Hey, Toffee.
All right.
The man, Mystic Mike, a.k.a. Black Pepper. Charlie, thanks for joining us.
It's always a pleasure.
All right. So let me just give you a breakdown of everything that has happened. It's about Shatta Wale and Bullgod, formerly known as Bulldog. So last week he was here. Bulldog gave a total bomb and easy cry. Now, I'm sure you know that they have been working as an artist and a manager. Even though now Shatta Wale says Bulldog never managed him. He was not an artist manager. Omuko meeting I say we're doing say Bulldog extra name I say oh draw fish. Nah Charlie, serious. So this is what happened. You remember Black Sherif released his album. Now on October 7, 2022, Bulldog was reported to have said that Black Sherif's album, The Villain I Never Was, would be more successful than Sarkodie's Jams and then Shatta Wale's GOG albums. Well, this is what Bulldog said. He said, I woke up this morning and I was like, yo, this month of October is a serious month because we have 3 of our artists releasing. Black Sherif just released, Sarkodie will release, and in a few days, Shatta Wale will release. Now listen, off the top of my head, I say Black Sherif will do better than all of them. If you look at the numbers, Black Sherif has a label. They don't. Shatta and Sarkodie are about to compete with Empire. That's the record label Black Sherif is on. And they don't have the strength to do that. Shatta reacted and said, if Blacko's album will do better than me, we hear. At the end of the day, Ghana wins. And he added that the music business they are all doing is about money matter. Now that post, that statement even had some insults on printable words, and so we don't want to go there. Now fast forward, a few days ago, they were trading, words on social media, and then Bulldog said Shatta Wale is frustrated and all. Shatta came out to do a video and gave it to Bulldog. Now this morning, Bulldog makes a statement and said, insulting me will not make you top charts around the world and will not earn you headline spots on events as well. Your album will. Kindly release it for your fulfillment and our enjoyment. Since you are afraid to release the album, let me share a partial track list to our SM fans. And so Bulldog released a partial track list. Popcorn Money, John Legend, Vibes Cartel Munina, according to Bulldog, have been featured on the album. So Shatta Wale. Shatta goes to his Facebook, makes a post. Bulldog, since you are bringing our secrets out, you will tell Ghanaians what happened to Phoenix murder. And Phoenix is spelled F-E-N-I-C-K. There is S. I'm tempted to believe that there has to be apostrophe S. So that one did not come. And I am not joking about this time. I am ready to tell the court about what you told me about you and your men and how planned that foolish act. Get ready. So I'm reading as it's written, no punctuations. And so I am ready to tell the court about what you told me about you and your men and how, I guess, you planned that foolish act. Get ready. This Akufo-Addo won't give you a murder chance to be on our streets. Watch how this ends. You can't fight time. For those who may not be aware of the... Okay, so let me put it this way. When Shatta posted this on social media, people began to react. And they are saying that Shatta could even find himself in trouble. Like you shot yourself in the foot, right? And some are making references to Kwakese's former manager who was murdered some time ago at his residence. And his name is Fennec Ochre. His Fennec is spelled F-E-N-N-E-C. Shatta's Fennec is F-E-N-I-C-K with the S. So now people are drawing their own, what do I say? Whether it's the Fennec we know or it's another one. Let me just say that in 2018, Bulldog was acquitted and discharged over the Fennec issue. And so, like I mentioned, we'll have a lawyer's opinion or interpretation of this whole thing. Me, I'm not a lawyer. Romeo is not a lawyer. Rappenny, Mystic Mike is a relationship expert.
I did some law courses in school.
Oh, really?
But I'm no lawyer. I did media law. I did business law.
But Master, media law, how they bahas.
So it's law.
Media law
I said
ethics.
I took courses in law.
So,
yeah.
What was your initial reaction when you saw this post?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And even for the most loyal SM activists, it must get worrying at certain points in time for their kin, as it were. Many people forget that this is not the first time that Shatta Wale, when pushed against the wall, has come back with the supposed murder of Fennec by Bulldog. This is not the first time he's done that. You know, he's done that over the years, and he's just repeating what he's done in years gone by. As you indicated, the police service invited Bulldog over for questioning, and then eventually he was let go, as it were. What could Bulldog have done to be so distasteful that will push a former associate to then bring a murder, charge back into the limelight again, and then trying to pinpoint your former manager as having a hand in it and supposedly ready to release new information that could finally pin him down? You said you have an album to give your SM fans, and in 3 years, you have been unable to release this album. The latest you pledged to release the track list or even the album itself was October 28th, if I remember well.
Yeah, his birthday. And he gave us one song.
It didn't materialize. It didn't materialize. And if somebody says, look, the SM fans are starved, we have this project, these are some of the potentials on the list, and the person has released it, This is a tangent you go on.
But
So-
what right do you have to release the track list? We used to work.
All right.
We are no more working. Now everyone is on their own. I have decided that I will tease my fans or
in
supporters.
perpetuity.
Yes, I mean it's my prerogative.
Okay.
So why would you release it in the first place?
Why wouldn't he release it?
Why should you release it?
Why wouldn't he release it?
Is it your project?
What crime has he committed?
Is it your project?
What crime has he committed?
No,
He was part of that project. Bulldog was part of that project.
But now you are not part of me.
Bulldog was part of
And
that
I have
project.
decided that-
And he has information. And he's saying, look, sometimes we need the nudge to act. Sometimes we need a push. Many human beings are procrastinators. We need people to just give us that, push, and then we excel. We have people thanking people for their impact in their lives. Perhaps Bulldog felt, look, you have the songs ready, they are mastered, they are ready, but you lack confidence.
I beg to differ.
You are not quite sure that the song will do well in the face of the new arrivals, in the face of Black Sherif, in the face of all these boys making inroads. And Bulldog, my friend, look, my guy, despite the differences we have, you still have a very good material that can still keep you afloat. And so let's go to the next step and then release some of it's a partial. He didn't give everybody
But you have no reason. You have no what's the word? You have
right or
no
locus.
right to do that.
And I'm saying, in the face of the law, what crime has Bulldog committed?
It's not about a crime.
Then what
It
is
is
it?
about you distorting my promotional plan. That is how I want to promote my album.
I bet
and
to,
you decide to do
I
it.
bet to differ.
The same word that Romeo used when you were. Romeo says he begs to differ.
You see, the issue of secrecy, regardless of whom you've been involved with, even
Okay.
in business.
Sorry, I would have to cut you. I understand that we have lawyer Sosu on the line. Lawyer, thank you for accepting to speak with us on eForum on Ghanaweb TV. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Right. So we have a case at hand. It's about Shatta Wale and Bulldog. Now, some years ago, Fenwick Ochre was murdered at his residence, but when the police arrested Bulldog, took him to court, he was acquitted and discharged. Now today, Shatta Wale posts on Facebook and said that he knows, he's ready to tell the court how Bulldog and his men murdered Fenwick. But there's a difference in the spelling of the name of the deceased, the one that we know. His is Fennec. And then this one Shatta has posted in his Facebook, on his Facebook page is Fennick. People are drawing correlation. Can anyone be faulted for trying to link the two names in the first place?
Well, I think that I don't even know where to pick it from, but if even the correlation is drawn between the two names, that may be presumptive. I think that if anybody really believes that Bulldog indeed has committed some crime and know that he has evidence to that effect, the best place to do is to go to police station and not social media. So I think that we may just have to ignore that post and then move forward, because crime investigation is not done on social media. It is done at the police station. So if anybody has critical information that can help any court to convict somebody, then it is the police that you go to.
Okay, so does it mean that Shatta Wale cannot be taken on in any way with what he has said?
Well, there could be, suits in defamation because of a legal principle known as innuendo. If you do a publication which seem to, undermine the another person, or which is defamatory of another person, or which seeks to reduce the image of the person in the eyes of right-thinking members of the society, the person can always bring an action against you. But that is all dependent on whether the person even decides or not decide. But the question is that per that post, can a logical conclusion be drawn as to the person in question, the accused person in question? If such logical conclusion can be drawn, then he may be able to maintain some action against the person. He may have a course of action.
So let's just say Bulldog decides not to pursue the case, to sue him for defamation. In relation to the murder of an individual, does it mean that if Shatta Wale doesn't go to the police to provide whatever evidence or information to the police,
can he be invited?
What has been put there, it doesn't mean anything. Can he be invited, or it just dies?
Well, I mean, I mean that would be completely presumptuous, and whether he could be invited, the police can invite anybody. If anybody says that he has vital information in respect of the death of another, of course, the police can invite the person. But I mean, he's not under any obligation. I mean, he says he has information. So if you call him and he say he won't come, he's sorry, he will not give. There is no compulsion under any. There's no like anything that can compel him to necessarily come and give that information. Indeed, if a trial were ongoing and there was real evidence, or there is a logical basis to believe that he actually has some information, he could be subpoenaed to come and give evidence. But beyond that one, as it is now, the matter is not before court. The person is only saying that he has some information, can tell the real people. Well, the police, as part of their investigation, could invite him over. But beyond that one, I don't think there is any major, it raises any major concern at all, or major issue.
Okay. You mentioned that those who are drawing conclusions about the Fennec that we know, that's presumptuous. But let's, I don't know if we should still swim in assuming or presuming. But in any case, when someone is acquitted and discharged,
yes,
does it mean the case cannot be opened again?
It is. I mean, this one is not acquittal. I'm sure there's a discharge, because you can only be acquitted after the case has gone through full trial. And when it is only a discharge, you can always be rearrested if there is fresh evidence that connects you to the crime.
Okay. Right.
All right.
Okay. So essentially, there's nothing serious about what Shatta posted.
I mean, that's a point. Like, I mean, it has no consequence. I mean, but if the investigators, CIDs are interested, they may invite him for further information if he really believes he has it. But you see, the question is that if you do have it, why has it taken you this long? Because you heard that somebody has been arrested in that crime. So why didn't you go and volunteer that information? So that's why I doubt whether we should take that post seriously.
All right. Lawyer, thank you for speaking with us. I don't know if any of my guests has a question, other than that.
Lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to know if he's been acquitted and discharged, would they be able to reopen the docket to reconsider the evidence?
An acquittal is after the full trial has been conducted.
But I think he's been acquitted
in his
and
case,
discharged.
Yes.
Yes, so this was a discharge. So when it's a discharge, you can be rearrested, and then that is if there's a fresh evidence connecting you to the case. That is when there is real evidence connecting you to the case. But if you are acquitted and discharged, you cannot be rearrested on the same facts again.
Oh, okay.
All right. Lawyer Sosu, thank you for that education.
All right. The pleasure is mine. Do have a good day.
All right. You too. So that's Lawyer Sosu. He's a legal brain and MP for Medina.
Yeah.
Right. Romeo, you were on the floor.
Yeah, I was like, you see, when you have business, you're engaged in business with someone, regardless of what happens, the business secrets should remain the business secrets. Because, for instance, if I'm managing maybe Kweku Darlington or something, there's
Kweku-
sort of
Kweku Darlington.
Kweku Darlington, and there's a debacle or there's sort of confusion between us. If I have some secrets of his release or some things that he is protecting from the public, I have no right to put it out there. Baiting your fans or your supporters with your album as to whether, no matter how long you prolong it, it's no business of anyone.
Shouts to Asem.
The reason here is that there are people who spend 5 to 10 years to release an album. And they try to bait people to see, okay, sometimes you want to release, Kweku Darlington wants to release an album or maybe a track. Realize that, this track, if I release at this time, maybe Black Coast track would overshadow it. And he's targeting an award. So, okay, let me just hold on and read between the line, and then he sneaks it in, and then he wins an award. An artist like Okyeame may not have won maybe have not been recognized in this era for Zanza, right? But maybe he had Zanza 20 years ago, but he released it 10 years ago, and maybe was lucky to have even won nominations or an award. So it's about timing. It's about the business principles. So yes, Bulldog didn't have that right to put those details out. But then again, you go to Shatta's page and you see that he discredits what Bulldog puts out and said, that's not my track list. So it means that Bulldog was just even teasing him. So let's assume that that wasn't the right the detail he put out. So if you go and say you are putting my secret out, so then let's play, then I think the double standards here in Shatta Wale's presentations. Because in one breath, he said he's putting your secrets out. Someone questions you on your page, go to the Charles Niyama Mensah page. I think the third, fourth comments. He replied, the person was like, this is not my track list. So in essence, you are saying that, okay, what Bulldog put out there
is falsehood.
It's falsehood. So it means that it has no locus in terms of exposing any secrecy. So you have also no business to talk about something that is dangerous. Sosu, yes, has talked about the nitty-gritties of it, but there's sort of a caveat where the police could also develop an interest. Bulldog is not a friend of this government, and they can easily ride on it and give him trouble. And I think if we are guys and we have issues, let's treat it or deal with it like men. Let's not throw this kind of weak shades that will indict people at the end of the day, and later we come and tell ourselves it's a joke. Shatta and Bulldog, to me, I feel they could be pranking all of us in wait of his release of albums. Because Shatta could even go to an extent of telling Ghanaians that he's been shot. Like, come on. So what can't he do?
So he may have, per what you are saying, he may have interacted with lawyers and say, if I say this, what are the implications?
Exactly.
And like lawyer Sosu
they could
said,
have weighed everything, say this is what I want to say, and even the spelling of Fennec, you think that he wouldn't have checked the spelling of Fennec? If he tells you it's Fennec in some Abidjan, a thing that and the matter is just sort of a movie concept.
Fennec can even be a dog.
Exactly. So in whichever case, Shatta is one business guy who would always play on the intelligence of Ghanaians. So if you're smart, you'll be able to decode the templates of what he's been doing over the years. And listen, this is not the kind of Bulldog we know. The Bulldog, when he comes at you in terms of you have a beef with you, he won't go soft and be typing things and be saying things. He comes with video and attack you like you're attacking him and tell you things that you don't want to hear. But if Bulldog wakes up in the morning and go like, okay, yeah, your artists, our SM fans are waiting to hear. Someone who is no longer with you, how would he even contextualize our SM fans? Because, come on, no, let's call it.
No, I'm not with you, but doesn't mean I have moved away from the movement.
Doing critical analysis of these two people, and the issue of murder, and people have interest in this Fennec issue.
Yeah,
and you remember when we met last week, I was even telling how he was put under pressure when Gary Nemako was his lawyer those times and what have you. So I know the kind of stress he went through, and I know how some people also wanted to hear that kind of resuscitation of that issue. So if Shatta pins it in such comment just to raise eyebrow, I mean, I feel it's a gimmick to promote an album. And honestly speaking, it's high time if you're doing music business, yes, you can't fault him for his promotional gimmicks, but sometimes some jokes are too expensive.
Mike, Brian Mike,
Yeah.
do you have a feeling that this whole thing is a publicity stunt?
I don't reckon this a stunt. I don't reckon. And you see, earlier on I told you that Bulldog and Shatta had parted ways in October 31, 2015, and asked why they parted ways. They parted ways because Shatta Wale claimed that Bulldog wanted to kill him. And once he had killed Fennec before, he was afraid for his life. That parting of ways...
that was the naked pictures thing?
That parting of ways led to Bulldog's wife pleading with people to beg Shatta Wale not to release the naked videos and photos. It only took Xylophone to make Bulldog head of Xylophone Music and artist manager for them to reunite at Xylophone to work together. So this again, you the same Shatta Wale again, and you know this is bad for business. This is bad for business for Bulldog, because you cannot have the murder of a very beloved operative. Fennec Autry, bless his soul, wherever he is, he was beloved across board. And many even had hoped that Madame Eslawusu, now being in power, would have at least take a look into it, because as it stands, the murder is unresolved. Nobody really knows what happened to Fennec. And it is quite unfortunate that Shatta would always want to immobilize and cause injury to people he has fallen out with because they don't always see eye to eye. I find it very most unfortunate. And even in the larger interest, what if it was true that this was your partial track list and that it has been released? What's the harm? In the greater end of it, your fans will get to serve the music that you have cooked for them. So what harm could this have caused for you to bring back that? And many people are now wondering again. And as my man said, this government and Bulldog have already crossed paths once. And even on UTV's program the last time, he exploded on a show that he's tired, they can arrest him because of the hounding that was going on behind the scenes. And so why would you do this to a brother who has served you many years? And this is not the only time he's done this to his managers. Shatta Wale has done this to Mr. Logic, Rude Boy Sterling. The two of them I met at XFM when I was a worker there, and so I saw it up close, how tight they were. And later when the falling out came, what he also did to Mr. Logic, calling the police on Mr. Logic. And not only Mr. Logic, he had gone on to cause trouble for West Wise Production, his earlier management, who managed the Bandana album. He parted ways with them, Emmanuel Barnes, Mr. Logic, and in a TV interview had disclosed that Bulldog was a pillar in his music life.
But as for parting ways there, it be normal.
So
I think it depends. It depends on the manner it is executed. But if we are working and we think that at this juncture we need to part ways.
Of course, I subscribe to people walking out of relationships. But it seems for Shatta, when you leave, you have to shut up. Don't talk at all, else I'm going to invent things that did not even exist. Shatta Michi was not spared. Even Abdullahi Abu Sadiq has not been spared since their 3 Music Awards issue. Look at the slander he put the way of Sadiq. It had to take Sadiq being an industry stalwart, someone who accepts the industry well, for his music to still be credible.
Okay. Black Pepper, Mystic Mike, Oko Moons and Candles, so also a Mystic Mike, or Bahano Betuja, also the Black Pepper. We'll take a quick break. When we return, Charlie, I have a surprise for you, yeah? Don't go away. So I had been watching him on TV. The first time I met him was at the launch of Ghana Music Awards France at Golden Tulip. Now, it's a nice song. Honestly, it's a nice song. But that day he performed Onipa Na mete hwa na mehu say Bessa Simon ɔte animu hɔ. And everyone who knows Bessa, you know that he's a producer, he's a musician. Most of the gospel music Tego sisters no ne ho nkro ne ba nyina Bessa wadi mu akwetene pa na Bessa te hɔ na young man yi rappe na Bessa ebu ni trimko na obo ni nsem de ma papa na say hey naturally say yes Bessa feeling Onipa, and Onipa is a very nice track. Kweku Darlington is our guest on e-forum today. Kweku, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So there is something that you say in your song. I don't know what it means. That's your signature.
Horiba.
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 So
that's an abbreviation. Only him lies intelligence, bravery, and art.
What of far away?
I prayed and God gave me that.
Horiba.
Yeah, the hymn I'm referring to is God.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. So let me first begin with Onipa. How did that concept come about?
Okay, so honestly, I wrote a song like 3 years ago in my room, and before that I was rapping, I was doing the hardcore rap, yeah, mena. But then I sat down and realized, no, I need to do something different. Like, I mean, something that should have impact on the people as well. We shouldn't be just doing the music. We should be doing things that should, impart positivity into people's lives. So I realized, no, I should be doing things like this because the people that I looked up to were doing songs like this. Talking of the likes of Okyeame Kwame, Reggie Roston, or Comfort Kwade, or Bradford. These were the people I looked up to, and they were doing beautiful songs that up to now we still listen to them. So I just wanted to be like on top like that for people to recognize me as, a songwriter or not just an artist. That even I can grow to my sisters and people will still be listening to my song. So that was something I planned to do. Even though I can just switch to do, other genres, other songs, just for the. You understand?
Yeah.
But then I should. You understand? But I should come back
for the cash.
To what I should be known for, what I represent.
Okay. Yeah. So around that time, what was going through your mind? There are so many things you could have written about, but I decided to write on Onipa and how our nature is. What was running through your mind at the time?
When I'm a producer too as well.
Okay,
so when I was playing the beat, I didn't have that in mind that I want to write a song about Onipa or something. I was just playing the keyboard, and most of these songs it comes to me as a message, just like, and I don't put pen down to write them. I just speak them like I'm just talking to somebody. So it was more like what do you call it? A poem or spoken word or something. I was just talking, and at the end of the day, it was a full music. Yeah.
Getting Okyeame Kwame and Fameye on the song, how did it happen?
For me, it wasn't anything difficult because Okyeame and Fameye, we are more like brothers already. Before me blowing up, I had a chance to meet these people. We talk, we do everything, and so after 3 years, I realized no, these are the. Although I had options at that time, but then I realized these are the people I should put them on the song. So I contacted them. Then everybody was cool with the song. So I met with Okyeame Kwame in a room, and we spent the whole night together. We didn't record only one song. We did like 2 songs, and it was amazing working with Okyeame Kwame. He's somebody I've looked up to. He's more like a brother, a father, a mentor, and everything to me. And anytime we meet, we don't only talk about music. We talk about so many things, not even related to music, business, life. So
the second song you recorded with him, when is this scheduled for release?
Oh, that's his song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sika be fiunya eskase.
A lot.
how rich did that get you?
A lot. That song really pushed me to the top. Like, that song really made people felt what is inside me. So for Sika, I would say it's my first baby. Yeah, it's my first baby. And big shouts to the brothers I put on that song too. Big shouts to Kweku Flick and so.
It made you richer. What have you been able to do from the Sika Befie cash that you had?
A lot. Reinvesting, and that's the most important thing. Right now, you as an artist, whenever you cash out, you just don't have to think about you spending the money or doing yes, I can buy cars, I can build or something, but then I need to think about the future too as well.
With the kind of songs that you do, when you hear people say, okay, let me start. Have you heard people say that the younger generation, compared to Titi? What it be that?
Yes, Matibida.
Based on what you do and what some of your colleagues do, when you hear these statements, how does that make you feel, and what's your reaction to that?
For me, I have a direction. I know where I'm heading to. So when I hear stuff like this, I just put it in mind that, I mean, the people that we say, they have better songs. They started just like me. And I know it will take time for people to realize, no, these people were actually talented, or these people really had it. Because I have songs, not just Onipa, I have songs like Go Slow, a lot of songs.
Go Slow is also another fantastic
You understand?
song.
But I mean, I have a lot of songs that maybe people won't pay attention to it right now, but I mean, some days to come, I don't think during the time or the days of the Ampedus, the
Dr.
J.
Pabubu
Pabubu or something. I mean, they were also having different conversations, like sanity. So it happens. I feel like some days to come or some years to come, people will understand what we are doing today.
We'll talk about your new one.
The new one.
Osama. Osama bin Laden.
No, Osama bin Laden. I will explain that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What's Osama?
Okay, so Osama, yes, I know I've explained this countless times, but then I have to do it again for the people. Osama is an Arabic name that we all know, and the meaning of Osama is lion. So when I say Osama, not necessarily the Osama that we all know, but I mean, it's a name that we give to people. So so the song is basically a love song. So I said, anytime you see trouble, that is my baby or something, anytime you see trouble, I will come into you like Osama, meaning I'll be coming like a lion to save the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a lion?
That's it.
Okay.
I'm Osama, I'm a lion.
Is there a video of the song yet?
No.
Okay.
Right now we're concentrating on the audio, and later we give them the video as well.
How has it been for you with the promotion of this song, especially at the time where the nation is it is his wedding?
Yeah, but then I mean,
and as a man for so as one yes.
Sanity, it's part of it. You have to do it. You just can't just release a song and just leave it like that. I mean, you have to promote it. You have to shoot videos. You have to be doing everything right. No matter what happens in the country or something, you have to. I mean, that's what feeds you. So you need to go all out.
So how has the economic crisis affected you?
Negatively and positively.
Okay. Let's
deal with both of them.
Both of them.
Okay, so the negative aspect is, I mean, things are hard right now in the country. And yes, I also feel it because I buy things outside, lights, and all these things I buy. I mean, they are costly right now. And yeah, because I also buy things in Ghana. And the positive aspect is, yes, this music that we do, I mean, we are being paid on stores in dollars. So when they pay me in dollars, I mean, the money rises. You understand? So that's the positive side of it. But then the negative side is way huge.
How do you think creatives can survive in this turbulent time?
Right now, the internet is very broad. That if I really, I mean, let me use the word intelligent, you really get a lot of money, because there are a lot of money on the internet that people really don't know. There are a lot of money, because sometimes I don't even play shows, but then at the end of every month I'll be getting something, right? Because I'm using the internet very wisely. I had a chance, like the people that I work with right now, and they, let me say, they have a, what do you call it, a distribution company. So I had a chance to learn about these things at the early stages. So I was even distributing my songs on my own. I was doing all these things on my own. So me, for instance, it's very difficult for somebody to cheat me when it comes to like this music business or something. You can't just even upload my song or my content for free. I can just be on my home, take my laptop and take it down. We are all about the money, you understand? So the internet is very broad, that people can make a lot of money on the internet. Right, very soon, Facebook will also be paying that. I know a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Facebook will be paying right now TikTok pays.
Oh, they've started already?
Yeah.
Okay.
TikTok pays, Audiomack pays, Boomplay pays, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, a lot of places. They are all paying. So if you don't make good use of these platforms, you always be waiting for shows to survive. Yeah.
Yeah. Romeo and then Black Pepper. Mami Tiemwe. Whether a contribution, a question, any, let me hear you.
Yeah, I think the earlier discussion as to whether their music, the current trend, are as of anything good compared to the those of old. I think it shouldn't even be a discussion. Every music, with test of time, would prove to be a classic or not. Sometimes when a track is released, you don't see its power, but with time you feel, no, this is the song. The likes of Pabubu, they've left their names in the sands of time, but they also had bad songs during their era. Some people gave bad music, people gave bad songs, and there were good ones too. This era, there are a lot of classics. We have through the contemporary high life, the hip life, and even this trapping you're doing, you just name it, they are giving us variety. And it's more challenging because you have competitors across borders. But in those days of Ampedu, they were looking up to Ghanaians. So they didn't have much competition, they didn't have much pressure. And here, look at the cost of shooting a video. Those they didn't need much videos to prove that you are a stalwart or you are sort of a legend in music. But the kind of pressure these young ones are facing, there are a lot of issues in the world. People are writing stories repeatedly, but with different concepts. So it's more challenging now. So if I hear people say, oh, number 4, but put them side by side, there are a lot of classics in recent times. You get it? And would you say that Lumba is number 4 and also Titinipa? That the Lumba and yet Titinipa sa. Which as of Rampons and yet Titinipa sa. Akwaba Junior and yet Titinipa sa. You get it? There are a lot of classics. When you pick Samini, let's talk about dancehall. You get Shatta Wale's songs which are classic. You get Sarkodie's songs which are classic. Mary album no. So when people make such comments, I feel it's out of jealousy. Sometimes I mean the dear bro. Me say it no mo di nyumfo di asasa anti didi muti the aircraft. More appreciate it. But on a lighter note, yes, the older generation sets the tone, and the younger generation are building on. So you just appreciate both generations, and they also move. Another generation also pick up. You get it. It's just about growing and growing what had been passed over to you. So for me, I think it's more challenging now. As I said, Titi Gaman born and Titi no porn hubs in the internet control be in regulations no easier see and nessa obe control koda obi titi ni ba ye in this time abona ba so sent titi there no the same has to do with whatever we are growing up with. The music there better say enjoy because omo mind variety say ba no sabi ya gi eni a wo ho obi to ne bedi obenya nyum obi so ayeye na person obi and I rap hip hop and cause I brought about bragging so be bragging cause omo nkanyansa sem bia in context. Poetry never makes sense to those who don't understand them.
Yeah.
What I say? Ofa literature books in baby how can poem na unti ase because nyanse ni.
No dey ampa.
Enye wadwuma unti ase. So when people say they don't make sense, I also beg to differ. Because if it's in line, a count story, you understand. Some count story, you wouldn't understand. So for me, there's no bad music. It's about you, how you brand it and throw it out there.
Pepe.
I'd love to know which is your management.
Management, that is Eve Records.
Okay, and with the monies you earn digitally, do you run a dollar account here in Ghana, or you run a dollar account so that you remove the dollar hard cash?
Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, then you would have been in
positive and negative, no one.
You would have been in serious trouble. All right. So I realize you can sing and rap as well.
Yeah.
Very.
And I realize your music has videos. Yeah, even though you are not so, like...
Yeah, I understand.
So I see that the dollar is working because you're able to shoot videos
Master dollar assembly man, no trying video that.
You are able to run things quite well. So keep it up.
Thank you,
I realize you are from Kumasi, right?
Yeah.
I realize the Kumasi guys, yourself, Kweku Flick, a few others are not so much the love. Yours is the money.
The money.
I realize, the Accra guys started with love. The Saminis, the other. But I realize you guys, you're not so much into the love affairs. You want to make the money. It's all about money.
Very important.
No, there's a correlation. The issue here is that, you see, when the women love your song, you see, when most love songs are made for women, just that when men are broken-hearted, they find solace in those love songs. Now, once the people fall in love with your love songs, then they become your followers. Then you can tell them or show them that aside love, there is another thing you can do. That's how you navigate along with your fans. So that the views, they will view your new videos, and so that's where you also make your money. So in making that a commercial effort, you need to have good music to bait people to believe in your craft first. Once you get them, then you can go the rough way. You get it. So for me, I think it's still in order.
So
the wedding is packed.
Yeah.
I had that picturesque view of he being like what tuntuma na ujina asantia himfi nanka.
That's what Okyeame.
I say yeah, bo and yes say yeah bo no like yeah bo say piano say then whatever aid na ma inti ye wie na say yeah bo nyum nanka say on say nkola na nyam nyumfu anom ye den omo bo.
Okay,
sometimes
I get the drift.
People would have to know what they are doing, but if your mom say you're dressing, okay,
I get the drift.
Sometimes your packaging could be say management IABB say okay, if you are say otumfo IABB and I say a friend say Ebrihene IABB na ya arrangement say because musum person will promote amamre also amamre ba to say wotuntuma enye de bia na ebeko. People see in a different light. Now people will start paying attention to you because this song is powerful.
Very. Very. The lyricism is serious. Or a poet. Or a poet.
If you understand it, you get to know, you appreciate that thing.
And or a comedian. So come.
Something I make an answer. Like, sometimes we have a lot of good words out there, but for us to make people appreciate it is what we would have to do. In the Mr. Widdy, the work to be a matwama also. Sometimes I want to see like, come on, like you have it, so use it.
Yeah. Talking about packaging, so Doreen Abaya, she has a very nice package for you, and so we present to you Vogue.
Stoneboy premieres his Gidigba music video at the 3 Music headquarters. As the song thus become popular barely days after its release, and there are indications anticipation for the music video is high. The artist discloses that his music video is more of a movie than just visuals of a song that inspires people to be strong and firm. The Bean Boss takes guests through his behind the scenes of the making of the music video before it's premiered. Let's jump right into it and watch broadcaster Jay Foley interact with the artist.
Stoneboy, welcome.
Thank you very, very, very much.
How do you feel this evening? When you woke up this morning, knowing that we're just counting down hours to this evening, giving us the chance and the privilege to watch what you're about to see this evening.
Yeah, I was grateful to be alive because all it takes to be alive, really, and I had to cut my yacht or run down from the UK last night so I can make this happen, definitely. So I'm happy that I was able to be here, and it's important to as well find time to connect with the media, because whilst we do that, there's almost always like a certain kind of disconnect between us, and the purpose of this one is to actually bring together, honorable people so we can share some content firsthand, and here we're about to see everything that ever goes on behind the scenes for materials like Gidigba to be brought to the fore. So we felt like we're not gonna just post anything up on social media. Let's just actually go the traditional way, spend time, energy, money, and bring it to them.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's a viewing party. We're going to get a chance to understand everything about Gidigba. So I don't even want to ask you questions regards to that because everything is in there. But just before we take a step down and we all enjoy this together, what does it mean for you in creating a song like this or a story like this?
Thank you very much. It means a lot to be up on the journey of life. You know, we open different chapters, and this is a chapter so far. I actually have been able to accumulate emotions and feelings and thoughts and put them together on a 3-minute song, which I think is very unique. Everybody can relate to a line or two in there and the way it comes across. But ultimately, all I'm trying to say is that no matter what you're facing in life, no matter what your levels are, there's a need to always stand firm and strong, which is Gidigba. You know what I mean? Yes, so continue to conquer the world and believe in yourself and never fall minimal, because it's not everything you see that is real, not everything that glitters is gold.
In making this, is this a new standard that has been set for Stonebwoy, and post this, what is going to happen?
Thank you very much. I think we keep setting standards for our own selves so that we can continue to reach heights. So at every level, we push ourselves, we get there, we start from zero, we take it to the next level. That's how I've approached life, basically. And that's why, like you say, it's 15 years already, and then we're still here feeling like we have done the least and haven't done anything yet. Just because we always want to push ourselves to the next level, because definitely there's so much to do. There's so much to do, and if this indeed feels fresh, then you can understand that we're opening different chapters as we elevate. What I really wanted to tell in that video is to actually represent a piece of everything, you know, and specifically like this. We have so many kids who are being abducted globally against their wills and being sold today as we speak. We have their parts being harvested as we speak. You hear a lot of people go to, for instance, the Asian countries in search of jobs, and they sweep them all away. You hardly hear back from all of them. There are dangers that are going on. So that is what I wanted to play and depict from the small boy's abduction. Somebody may also ask, why were the parents also killed? I want to tell another story also from the fact that we all stem from families, and these are things that happen. You find out that even if not physically with any like I portrayed in a video, some of us from where I grew up from in the ghettos, people have lost their parents and properties and stuff that belong to them from robbery, and even family members that seek for them to stem down.
Great film right there, pregnant with emotions, revenge, and what have you. Congrats to Stonebwoy and his team. Tell you what, the viewing party was a blast. Let's get the conversation rolling. See you some other time. I am your girl, Doreen Abanama Abaya.
Thanks, Doreen, for the segment Vogue. And like I always mention, if you are organizing an event, let us know. We are very interactive on social media. All platforms, the handle is at the Ghanaweb. We'll come and cover the event and let our viewers and our readers know what happened. That's Stonebwoy's video premiere and party viewing, or the wedding. Of course, so our 3 Music headquarters. Thank you for watching this episode of eForum on Ghanaweb TV. I've been on the show with Mystic Mike, aka Black Pepper of blackpepper.com. He's a journalist, he's a relationship coach. He posts a lot of big things on social media. He's an MC.
Voiceover artist, MC.
Yeah.
And then this Cabin Bremen.
Oh, and then McDonald Daniel Asari, aka Romeo, is an event organizer, an actor, poet, comedian, also a comedian or bois. Those days when I was at Radio Universe, those days I had a show, Groove Mix, Friday, music and comedy. Besides, I'm a engineer also. Into a comedian. Yes. So Romeo is with he's an event organizer, Medina Social Welfare Assemblyman. He's an actor and Miss Ghana voice coach. He's a talent coach. If you want to win a pageant, come to him. He will train you. Kweku, your social media handles na
Kweku Darlington GH on Instagram, Kweku Darlington on Facebook, and Kweku Darlington GH on Twitter. Yeah, okay. Kweku Darlington on Facebook as well and on all the digital platforms.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. We wish you the very best. And Onipa de Debia Mebo. Yeah, it's true.
But you should be playing the new one. Yeah, you should be playing the new
Osama.
one.
Osama is really nice.
Very nice.
Baby,
that's your favorite too.
Baby, your favorite. Okay, so we'll be back next week with yet another riveting conversation. It's been eForum on Ghanaweb TV. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantepa.
Mpempia kan wadon wasem de train nipa so nipa fom nipa nipa de ho abofo bekum nipa. Ti a cho se bu nipa, ni a cho se sro nipa, ubu nipa sro nipa fi se de obetan wo ye nipa. Nyame fa nipa so bo nipa so wana nipa bo nipa wo cheri ase afanan de wode a cho kokwam nyina. Da wo che so do nipa wakoma pa. Na nso nipa ho asem no beka ye ya e na won ka no kura nyina wo se wo dai bi dai. Na ni akatan so won dai ya boafo adoso nso aboafo esi na nipa ni nkai. Ti de obeboa wo maaye. Kunu se Yesu ndai wadwa ni je wo nipa mkai se nipa na yi Yesu mai nipa na bewu nipa so de be ye be se nipa nipa ni madum ti nipa se nipa de tre nipa enya kra wo de no ti Yesu sun se nipa ya na refi se nipa wu nipa ne se nipa knocking on the door of your heart da me bo kokko se sikanti na nipa beku nipa de a enya omobo Nyankopon bo nipa sa ne seso ni ne suban na nsu boni ayenti nipa de nipa betoto abo akokko nipa ho be trend dan so nipa na be boa ne da wonim guase wo de akotene woni gemu ohia wo ewom nipa bia ye nipa so nipa ni na anya pe ti nipa bekotu nipa de atrese nipa nyankwada